Hey everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia, Western Canada. So if this is one of your first times joining me on YouTube, make sure that you do subscribe, hit the bell down below, and you'll get notified immediately as soon as I do go live. So today what I want to do is I want to show you make a simple card and show you how to use one piece of the designer series paper that a lot of people are having issues with. So let me just go straight on down to my desktop. This Lights a Glow suite is amazing. It has two bundles in it, but we're actually going to be playing with the Brightest bundle one today. And we're going to be playing with some of this designer series paper and of course the embellishments that go along with it. This suite has two bundles. So if you ever want to order the whole bundle, you can do it all by one number. If when you're ordering online and you find that it says it's not available, it means that a certain part of it is not available. Excuse me. So then at that point, you can go ahead and order separately. But the bundles, the only savings that you get is when you do buy a bundle and there's a 10% savings on there. This is found on page 30 to 34, or 33 actually. The one we're playing with has the beautiful sentiments that go along with it. We'll be playing with these ones a lot as well. Okay, so let me show you this. These, like I say, they have some fantastic things. They have, they poke out holes. I love that sort of stuff, and a lot of stitch stuff with the dies themselves. And like I say, this set is amazing. I love this Merry Christmas here. We're going to be using the season's greetings, but I think at that point, then I'm going to put may the piece of the season light your world and may your new year be the brightest is what I think I'm going to put on the inside as well. So this designer series paper it's a specialty designer series paper, and trust me, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It has the gold in it, and it's double-sided, of course. Let me just show you some of this with the bokeh. Oh my goodness. But you can see that on the other side has these beautiful gold in it, and one side is not the gold, doesn't have the gold, but my goodness, it's beautiful. Now it's this piece here that I want to show you how you can just do a very, very simple card actually. And we're going to be using this part here. I'm also using my Stylish Shape dies to cut out some of this stuff here because I think it looks really, really nice with it. So I've got all my stuff here. So I think what I'm going to need is maybe it's the largest square. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yes, we're going to use the largest square to cut that particular one out. And yeah, so this is a must-have, these Stylish Shapes, let me tell you. All right, so on the Stylish Shapes, all I'm going to do is I'm coming in with this, and it's stitched, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this particular one out here, and I'm going to do it with my mini cut and emboss, but I want to just cut, I'm going to cut this kind of down the middle, and then I can just put that through on the mini cut and emboss. So I'm going to put it, you know, I always take my plate off when I'm doing this, especially when I'm doing it on camera, because it's kind of difficult to see it when you're, let's see, is that about in the middle? That's about in the middle. And I'm just, now I moved it, so it's going to be, I'm just going to put that down with our Post-it note tape. And then I can just bring in my cut and emboss machine and we can go ahead and just cut that out. My goodness, there we go. And then we're going to do a bit more cutting with this as well. I've done some of the cutting as well on this particular, for this particular card. So like I say, we're going to just use the shape and let it form the base of the card. See how that just cuts out beautifully like that? Then I'm going to just put that off to the side. Now I am using, who doesn't love cherry cobbler, very vanilla and gold. So I've cut my piece of cardstock. It happens to be 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. I'm going to fold into the mountain. And the mountain, what that does is that gives us the even fold on the edge there. I'll just use my bone folder. And then I went and I cut some gold foil, and I used my deckled rectangles, and I used the largest and the second one. And what that's going to do is that's going to frame this piece of designer series paper. Now this piece happens to be 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And I'm actually, what I would normally do is put the frame on there, but I think it's going to be easier if I put this onto the cardstock. So let's go ahead and put that on. Just like so. We'll put that onto here. Now look at that beautiful gold on that very vanilla. Very traditional color, that's for sure. And then this deckled frame is just going to go right around there. Now I could have done a larger frame, but by cutting out the frame like this, what you're doing is you're saving some of your gold foil. Probably be easier if I put this down on here. Just doing a thin line. I'm going to let that set a bit because nothing's worse than getting gold or glue on gold foil. And you can't rub it off because it takes the finish off. So I'm just going to let that set for a second. And then I've got this for the inside as well. Now I've gone ahead and also cut out a gold with that stylish shapes. And I also cut out a cherry cobbler. And I'm going to go ahead and take another piece that's from those dies. I don't want to get anything on there. So the piece that I'm actually going to take is this piece here. And we're also going to need this one as well. There we go. And we'll use that. So I was thinking that what would be good is I'm going to come in and I'm going to put this in the middle. And we'll just cut that with the mini cut and emboss, or the baby cut and emboss. Let's just put that on there. Now this should be okay. I want to get that out of the way before it gets. So we're just going to lay this frame down. And I've cut, like I say, that piece of designer series paper so that it's going to there we go. Just like so. See how pretty that is? My goodness. Now let's come in and, well, we'll do the die cutting all together. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put the season's greetings on here, and then we'll cut it out with this die cut. So I'll just put this onto my block. And of course, we're going to emboss it because gold and gold is amazing. So now I could have gone and cut this piece out. I always find if there's words on a stamp set and you're going to then cut out afterwards, it's best to go and stamp first, then cut out. So just a light tap to get our Versamark on here. Just going to put this on here like so. And now we can put that into our gold embossing powder. There we go. And then we'll just quickly heat set that. Always when you heat set, it's so nice to see it with gold because that's when it shows up the best. And you get, I see a tiny little bit. I'm just going to come in with a brush. I'm just going to take this off. There we go. And then we'll just heat set this like this. Once it starts, you're just going to move the paper or the gun, but ever so slowly, just to make sure that you get it all. Don't go back and try to do it again. You're going to probably overcook it if you do it that way. Right, so now we're ready to bring in that cut and emboss again. So let's bring that in. Just going to get this on here first. We want to get that in the middle. And I better bring in my Post-it note tape. Get that lined up. Onto our thing there. And then this is also going to get lined up so I can cut it kind of together. There we go. Put this on top. My goodness, I seem like I'm all hands today. All fingers. Whoops. Now that's moved. You know what? I'm going to do one at a time. Yeah, probably best I do one at a time. One. And then come here and let's just put this back on there. I think this Post-it note tape has lost a bit of its stick, so. Here we go. Just stick that right onto the plate. And run it through. You know, like a lot of people say, oh, like a lot of people don't like heat embossing. Heat embossing, you just have to be, just make sure you just don't overcook it. I think it's one of the first techniques that I ever did. And it's the one that I still do. I think it's very elegant, especially with this color of a Christmas card, right? So that just, see how that beautiful stitching on there? Just going to put that onto my stand. Just take this guy out. And now we can sit and put our card together. Now it looks like we've got just a tiny bit of holes in there. There we go. All right, so now we can start putting this card together. So I'm going to just put this in here like so. I'm going to put it straight onto the designer series paper. And then we can start doing the rest of it. So that's just going to go on there like that. And then I've got the gold. I'm thinking to myself, I think I'm going to pop these two up. Just like so. This is going to go up like this. I need to just bring this down so I can measure that. It's just like that. Then I want to also put some on here. And it might be a bit of overkill with the dimensionals, but I find that it's so pretty and popped up. And the gold showing through it. So this is just going to go straight on here like this. And then this piece here, what I want to do is I want to come in and put some seal on the back. And this ribbon is amazing. And this goes along with the suite. It's so nice and pliable. It has a very vanilla and a gold tinge to it as well. So I'm just going to put that right on here on this side. Just like that. I wonder if that should be turned over. Yeah. There we go. Just like so. There we go. Now, one other thing, I don't want this sticking right down onto the thing because I've got that seal on there. So I'm just coming in with my embossing buddy just to get it so that that's not stuck, because I don't want it to be flat down to the card there. So let's just put on our dimensionals. So this will just go right on here. It's a pretty simple card, right? Now I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put on the inside. I'm thinking that, yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and I will emboss that right on there. That goes like that. We'll embellish that in just a second. So the piece of the season is going to go on there. So I'll just take this one. Let's put that onto, whoops. Ooh, that block is dirty from yesterday's. Another block. Now I want to make sure that this is straight onto here. So let's see. I can see this with the watermark, so I'll be able to tell. Oh, it's crooked. You know, I'm going to just take a light color and let's just see if I've got it straight. I'll just make sure I wash it off. It's a little crooked. Oh, it's really crooked now. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're just going to put that onto the inside, coming with our embossing buddy. Light little tap. Now, if you have issues putting on a card or words straight, what you can do is you could also put it on an angle. Some people do that. I'm hoping that that's straight because I can't very, it's not bad. There we go. And we'll just heat set that. And then we've got almost, except for the embellishments, we have the card done. So it's kind of nice to get some cards done early in July. I have a lot of blog posts that are due for Christmas in July. So I'm doing up a bunch, and then I'm going to go back to non-Christmas cards in August. Now, if you wanted that to show up, you could actually sponge that, but I don't want that to be that bold there. So let's go ahead and put that in. Yeah. You know what? That would have been better. I'm thinking I don't like how that ribbon is. Just change up that ribbon a bit. There we go. That's better. And this piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. I like that extra border around the card. And then we're going to finish this up with the embellishments that are in this suite. And these are the festive pearls. And you can see I really like the gold ones there. And I think gold is what we need to do on this particular card as well. And they're small, so I'm thinking to myself, maybe what they should probably be 2, 3. I think we're going to go ahead and put 5 on here. We always want it to be an uneven numbers, right? And 1 down here. So there, whoops. So there we go. There's our card for the day. And of course, what we've used is the Labels That Glow dies and the Brightest Glow for the sentiments. We use the beautiful designer series paper that goes along with that. So I hope you like that. That, like I say, is one of my first cards for Christmas. So like I say, I hope you really enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you share this with a friend. I really do appreciate it when you share it with a friend. If you don't have a demonstrator here in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you need a catalog, just shoot me a message and I'll get one in the mail for you. Have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.